Can Colin Farrell's Penguin make the jump from a highly respected Batman movie to a maybe similarly respected small screen series? Well, I think the Penguin's off to a great start. I'm Peter Franson from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. The IMDb synopsis for the Penguin series reads, following the events of the Batman, Oz Cobb, aka the Penguin, makes a play to seize the reins of the crime world in Gotham. And the description of episode 1 reads, the death of Carmine Falcone and a post-flood crime wave motivates Oz Cobb to fill the power vacuum left in the criminal underworld of Gotham City, while Falcone's children attempt to keep their family together. All right, is it not Falcone or Falcone? I feel like the different iterations that we've seen can't agree on a pronunciation, like Ra's al Ghul and Ra's al Ghul and and Oz Cobb. I'm not sure what's up with that. Oswald Cobblepot is his name. I hope that he finds out his true family name at some point by the end of this miniseries and is called Oswald Cobblepot at some point. Anyway, that's just a comic nerd's view. The story, the basic vibe of this thing, I'm really into it. There's just one episode that's available, but it's about an hour and 15 minutes long, so almost a movie length type of experience. And I would describe it as a crime drama. And I think that that's one of the reasons that my feelings about this first episode are actually better, more positive than my feelings about The Batman as a movie. Because so much of that movie, like the Christopher Nolan movies, were great movies about Gotham, very grounded movies about Gotham and the people that inhabit it. But I didn't think that the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and even more so I felt the more recent The Batman movie, were what I really want from a Batman movie. Great Gotham movies, but not really what I want from a Batman movie. But as I suspected would be the case, watching this episode of The Penguin, I was like, yes, if you're going to go with this style of storytelling, this type of groundedness and stuff, then yeah, just get Batman all the way out of the picture and tell me a story about the denizens of Gotham. And so this is exactly what I would want it to be with the whole storytelling mode that they're in. So yeah, crime drama about, I would describe him as a disrespected middle management lieutenant in the crime organizations. And he is now trying to forge his own path in the wake of just this instability right now in the crime world of Gotham. And the story goes back and forth between Oswald, or Oz, making advances that you can believe will work out for him, and also making huge mistakes that put him in a frying pan. It definitely has some funny moments, but it's usually dark humor in all of those. And they're not constantly, it's not a show I would even describe as funny. I had to remember, oh yeah, I did laugh out loud a couple of times in this episode at least. But they're from like these edgy surprises that you don't see coming. And that's part of the shock of those moments is part of what makes them funny. It's mostly serious, character-rich type of storytelling. And it all hangs on Oz's character. He gains some sympathy from me because his disability makes him sort of an underdog. And I also hate seeing people disrespected and overlooked. But he's also clearly a bad guy who has reacted to the misfortunes of his life and the mistreatment from others that he's received by giving in to his own evil urges and impulses, both in the form of petty, severe reactions in the moment and sociopathically selfish long-term ambitions that just totally disregard the value of other people. We see him in this first episode alone as an underling, but also as a mentor, a vulnerable son, but also as a committed caregiver, a brutally violent criminal, but also someone who enjoys some softer things in life, you know? Different circumstances and people allow this very multifaceted view of Oz to be presented in a single episode, and yet he is still an intriguing mystery to try and figure out, despite all that's kind of revealed about him, and also sometimes because of all that's revealed about him. You're just like, I'm trying to get a handle on who this guy is. It's that complexity that really just makes me lean forward and be so interested in what's going on in this character's life. While in the movie Batman, Oz was at most an early proto version of the classic Penguin character. This miniseries clearly seems to be set up at the start for showing us his rise to becoming something more like the crime boss Penguin of the comics. And as someone who loves DC Comics and also loves serious character-driven stories, I am already invested in this series. As far as the cast goes, I mean, I still can't believe that it's Colin Farrell under all that Penguin makeup, I can't really separate the quality of the makeup, which is outstanding, from the quality of the performance. I mean, the two just go together so well. And it's not that I think the makeup is doing the work for Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's doing amazing stuff, but I mean, that makeup is amazing too, and it just makes it the most stunning transformation in makeup and acting of an actor from kind of like how they normally present themselves to a character that they play. It is the biggest and most stunning transformation I think I've ever seen in cinema. The makeup also allows him to do subtle, expressive things that many close-ups and silent moments put on full display. I love storytelling done through good actor performances instead of just dialogue delivery. And Farrell and the rest of the cast as well are given great opportunities for that, and really didn't disappoint me. Multiple characters get time, not as much as Oswald, which is appropriate, but they still get time, many of them, to show us why we should be curious, interested, and invested in them. So very happy with the cast and the performances I'm seeing so far. As far as like just the visual presentation, stunts, things like that, I already talked about the amazing makeup. It's not an action-heavy episode, although it has these brutal, shocking bursts of action. You know, so about what you would expect in crime dramas that are movies. It also plays to the strengths of its smaller budget, its more smaller scale type of storytelling, and avoids the weaknesses that come with the smaller budget. So yes, there's one or two car chases, but they're not too long, and like the fun of the car chase itself, the visuals, like the stunts, I should say, of the car chase, is not really the draw of the moment. It's the drama of those car chases that's really what's pulling us in, not what they pull off with cars and ramps and explosions and things. They lean on interior vehicle shots instead of the wide, expansive outdoor shots. But, you know, if I wasn't analyzing it and just aware of the fact that, oh, this is a TV show trying to come across, you know, with movie quality, and then looking for things like what they're doing with shots, what's not being shown versus what is. If I wasn't kind of in that mode, I would say it feels every bit as budgeted and cinematic as the Batman movie. And it's, I think, a near seamless companion to the Batman in its production visuals. Okay, themes. Is there anything of moral, philosophical, or spiritual significance going on in the themes of this thing that could trigger some worthwhile thought or conversation? If Superman is the hero nerd fantasy, then a character like Penguin is the villain nerd fantasy, and one that we want to be aware of and receive as a cautionary tale. You know, geeks and nerds know more than many others what it's like to be laughed at and disrespected, and the Penguin looks like the type of story that will remind us how tempting it can be to repay evil that we receive from the treatment of others with evil treatment that we just dish out to that same person or just to people in general in life because of the wounds that we have received. You know, Oz gets some quick satisfaction from surrendering to his impulses, but we also see how short-lived that satisfaction is and how it leads to much bigger problems. And that's something that's good for us to remember too the next time we feel like sniping back at somebody who is rude to us online or in other situations. It might feel good for a moment, but it just sets us up for bigger problems in life. All right, no idea what your tastes are in TV shows, but if I were a time traveler, I'd go back in time and say, Peter, watch this one. But wait. They're only releasing one episode a week. Lame. So, and because you're frugal, a better use of your money is to wait and watch this one, like in the lead up to the theatrical release of the Batman Part 2 when that comes out next year. So, I think that's my plan, but I suspect the Penguin will be a great reason to get Max for a month once all of the episodes are out. This one is rated TVMA. They didn't give a description why. I would describe it as for language, violence, and brief nudity. A single breast is kind of flashed for a couple of seconds in this first episode. So yeah, those are all of my thoughts for now on The Penguin, Episode 1. As always, I would love to get your thoughts and reactions in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, click that bell. I want to say thank you to the Spirit Blade Insiders for making this review possible. You can get info about the benefits of joining over at patreon.com/spiritbladeproductions. And as always, I hope you'll check out our podcast and tons more content at christiangeekcentral.com as we continue to geek out and seek the truth. Hey guys, Peter Franson here. Want to play games to save lives? Then join me again this year for Game Save, our annual charity fundraising event in support of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, whose compassionate care and cutting-edge research has been saving the lives of children all over the world for decades. Joining the Game Save team only requires a willingness to ask friends and family to consider donating toward your fundraising efforts. Team members also usually do something fun and game-related to draw attention to their fundraising, like a special game night at your church or home, or like me, you can do a crazy 24-hour video game marathon. Now, I'm theming my fundraising around video games, but you can also use tabletop games if you want. What you do to raise funds is entirely up to you, but by joining the Game Save team, you can get support and encouragement from myself, from other team members, and have more attention drawn to your fundraising efforts. You can get more info about the origins and heart behind Game Save itself at gamesave.christiangeekcentral.com. To join the team, make an account at tiltify.com and then click on the team invite link below this video and join the Christian Geek Central team. After that, click on Teams, then the CGC Game Save 24 campaign box, then on the bottom right, click Create Your Campaign. Follow the instructions to create your own personal campaign in support of the CGC Team campaign. To help your donors avoid confusion, I recommend using your name and the phrase CGC Game Save 24 as the name of your individual campaign. After that, as team leader beginning in October, I provide team members with weekly tips and resources to help make your fundraising as fun, easy, and effective as possible. October is going to be our main push for fundraising, capping things off with my annual 24-hour video gaming live stream on November 9th. Although you are welcome to have your events and continue fundraising until the end of November 30th, when our official final total will be tallied. If you have any questions before or after signing up, you can reach me anytime at paeter@spiritblade.com. I'm happy to help, and I hope you'll consider being a part of this with me. I can't wait to get started. Thanks. Bye.